Yeah, do whatever.
I'm like, fuck. Okay. Okay, fuck it. Introduction, right. Welcome to Bird's Eye View, the only podcast on the internet. There is no other podcast. Fuck you, don't go looking. Today I have Pride with me.
Hey, it burns.
Fuck, beautiful. We also have Panda.
I'm here.
Fuck you. All right, so, today we have a lot of shit to talk about, but what has everybody been playing recently? Like, game-wise? Like, what has everyone been up to?
Who do you want to go first?
Anybody.
You.
Yeah, you go first. Yeah, you volunteered.
Oh, she's talking to you, Pride.
Oh my fuck. Bitch, go first. Just go in.
I've been playing The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3. It's a good franchise.
What the fuck is that?
It's an RPG.
Okay.
Or JRPG, actually.
Okay. Like, what? Okay, so you have to explain to me what makes this one different than every other JRPG. You
I
can't
say it didn't think different.
I mean, there's just nothing to set it apart. It just is a game you're playing.
It's a game I am playing.
That is okay. That is a very fringe energy to have. But I vibe. What about you, Mikey?
Call me French?
Fringe.
They'll just call me French.
No, I would never call you a coward. Anyway, as you were, Mikey.
I like baguettes.
So, I've been playing a lot of Total War Warhammer 2.
Oh, sorry, Mikey. That's all the time we have for today. Okay, no. I'm sorry. Continue. Tell me about it.
A lot of Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross
Mhm.
and Terraria.
Okay,
And the other one has been GTFO.
I need you to explain why Terraria. Like, why not just play Minecraft?
Okay. So why not just play Minecraft?
Mhm.
Well, do you want to play a good Minecraft?
So Minecraft.
No, Terraria.
So Minecraft.
I
Literally,
argue
Or
that
almost
Terraria,
every. Go ahead.
I would argue that Terraria has better combat than Minecraft. I'm gonna be honest.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but okay. I don't play Minecraft for the combat. Contrary to popular belief,
Well, what do you play Minecraft?
I
I'll
play-
work it out yet.
I play Minecraft to build dope shit, kick it with the boys, kind of relax, and kill shit. Now,
Okay.
no, killing
Now-
shit and combat are linked, but I do not play it for the combat. I just like, oh, cool.
Now, let's go in order of what you said here. Building shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Terraria has a metric hell load, more building options, and also gives you the opportunity to generate your whole biome if you bring enough blocks from an area.
See, this is my problem now immediately.
Hmm?
See, my thing is I like taking something and making my own thing out of it and working with the constraints of what I have. And you just immediately just told me, no. So you don't have to worry about that because you can just do whatever the fuck you want. There's less constraints, is what you're saying.
What I'm meaning is there's less constraints, but the other thing is there is invertly more because some building blocks of some areas will cause biomes you don't want to exist. So trying to figure that out. There's a lot of pro and con there.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'd just be better off just like building my own shit, you know? Like, and I feel like, okay, this is someone who's like played Terraria a bit versus someone who like hasn't. Like, I played it a bit, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking boring. And I play Minecraft, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't really the most engaging thing I've ever done, but I'm way more interested in what I'm doing. Like, there's a weird, strange satisfaction I get in my loins when I'm like, ah, yes, I built Fortress Ocelot Alpha in the fucking sky, and I built 6 ships that can't even actually go anywhere, but they look magnificent as it guides you as a parkour path up to the actual platform. Like that is a vibe for me that I don't think Terraria can scratch.
Well, I mean, I have a friend who just got done building a dock and is building a pirate ship now, and another one who built an ice fortress on the beach and caused the beach biome to shift into the snow biome because of it.
Yeah, my thing is no, I want that weird ass ice biome not to. I just want the ice house on the beach and it just be the fucking case. Yeah, I'm that guy where I work around the environment.
it's really just weird because like it goes beach, occasionally a blizzard, beach on both sides of the blizzard. So it's like a pocket ice thing that does not spread.
Yeah,
But
see that already is some fuck shit. I'm good. I will confidently stick to the Minecraft. I don't even have it on
now,
PC yet. I have to get it
shit,
on PC.
but killing shit, the like another reason you said, Terraria just has a lot more diverse mobs and a lot more diverse ways that you can kill other than stick and bow. What else does Minecraft have at this point? I actually forgot now.
I can kill with stick, bow, block, other block, bare hand, egg, which is a fun thing to do. I can kill with environment and etc. But like as far as like the weaponry, you have like a shield, you have a crossbow, you have a bow, you have etc.
Let's see here. Terraria has sword. It has ball and chain, yo-yo, a lot of different types of magic that do various things.
But
from
does
summoning
it
a fireball.
have gun?
Yes, it
You've
also does
me.
have gun.
It
me. Has multiple different kinds of
what else have
guns.
you been playing?
You
What else have you been playing? You've already you've botched the sale. All right, what else have you been playing past this too?
Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross and GTFO.
GTFO? What the fuck is GTFO?
It's one of the in the game awards. It won the award of the most difficult game you are bad at. I think or the Steam thing, the Steam award. There we go. It's a 4-person minimum and maximum game where you're playing as prisoners going into basically an area filled with the Last of Us style enemies.
Okay. Also, like, all joking aside.
And your goal with it.
Oh my bad. All joking aside, though, real quick. Which one do you prefer, Panda? Terraria or Minecraft, and why?
I prefer Minecraft because I can get more people on Minecraft than Terraria.
Fair.
That's a good reason.
Okay, so here's the question I have for you. If I were to get everyone Minecraft in like the squad, would you play?
I already have it.
You have it on PC? I didn't know you had it on PC. I thought you only had it on PS4.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's cross-play.
Right, it is. Holy cow! Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a plus to Minecraft.
Right.
That Terraria doesn't have.
I legit forgot that. Honestly, yeah, Minecraft all the way. Fuck Terraria. Anyway, I'm just curious because I'm my reasons are very like arbitrary, obviously, but they are the reasons I have. And Mikey,
yeah.
I see your stake to claim here as you're a Terraria boy, which, you know, it's fine. It's cool. I don't think any less of you. We're already at rock bottom. We can move on.
Yeah, but see, I personally am not a Terraria boy. I don't like either, is my situation. It's what my friends are playing.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the one with a grappling hook.
Why? Why the grappling hook?
Because there's a grappling hook.
You know,
and I can be Spider-Man.
So it's like, is Sekiro your favorite like Souls game? Is Sekiro your favorite Souls game?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have been playing lately a lot of Genshin because I've been playing a lot of Genshin. I've been playing a lot of BB Tag. Fuck, is BB Tag like the greatest fighting game? I've been playing BB Tag, a lot of Genshin, some Rocket League on the side when no one else is on. Oh god, there's another game I've been playing, but I can't fucking remember it. What else have I been playing? Genshin. Oh, I picked up Xenoverse again with Shooty. So that's the thing. I'm playing Xenoverse on and off. I do plan on playing Fighters with Michael at some point, because I know he's gonna get baby. And I know he's gonna want to try baby on me, and I'm gonna be like, okay. And I'm just gonna lead with UI Goku and Gotenks and just stare at him.
Now you mention it. Let me take a look because I think he's already out for season pass holder.
I think he is. I don't know.
Which, in that case, I have, baby.
But yeah, but I know, like, I've been playing, like, basically I've been playing like fighting games. Like, I've been playing
Oh, yeah,
fighters.
that's him.
Yeah, I've been playing fighting games. I've been playing BB Tech, Fighters, Xenoverse, fucking, and Genshin Impact, and I've been playing Genshin like a fucking fighting game. So yeah. That said, can I vent to you about an issue I have with Genshin that I thought of the fix to like 3 months ago? And yet it's not in the game and it pisses me off.
Sure.
Okay. Now I understand that Genshin at first limits the amount of resin you have because they want you to go explore. Go look at the cool shit, dumbass. Like, hey, forehead. Go climb the mountain. Right? And that's cool. And that's dope. And that's great. But once I hit like adventure rank 30, my cap on resin needs to go up. And it needs to start going up fast. Because it's kind of baffling that I could be adventure rank 53 and have the same amount of goes at something as somebody who's adventure rank like 4. How in the fuck does that make any sense? And
I feel like that's one of the things that the Genshin community complains about the most, but Genshin can't fix that.
They can. If you just make it where the cap on your resin goes up, like if you reach like, say like by like, let's go by 40, right? 40 every 10, or let's do 20 every like 5 adventure rings, right? So like at like 10, right? So when you reach adventure rank 10, you have like 1060. I mean, I'm sorry, 160. And then you reach adventure rank 15, and now you have 180. And then you reach adventure rank 20, and now you have the whole 200. And then like you see so on and so forth. Because by that time, you will have accumulated so much overall extra resin, right? That it wouldn't be as hard on you or time wasted when you, because like resin, you have to use it. Like there is no like, okay, well maybe I'll skip. I've completed the battle pass, so maybe I'll skip Genshin for like 3 or 4 days and let my resin pile up. That way I can super turbo grind the game. Because Genshin is hurting its own community when it comes to like streaming. Like Genshin got as big as it did because of streaming and like videos on YouTube, right? And the content creators are using other resin avenues to get more gameplay in. So, with that being the case, I'm just saying that would be a big benefit. Also, it would make grinding for things so much better because, like, most of the communities are venturing like 40. Most, it's like 40 because we've been playing since day one. This is like a good time to be like, hey, we introduced this new concept. If you're, or better yet, the resin refill time is faster every time you reach adventure ring, every 5 like adventure rings. It gets faster. So it goes from like 8 minutes to like 5 minutes. And from 5 minutes to 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes to a minute. Right? Because they're loud. Ignore them. I have people in my house who like know I'm doing this shit. Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're doing that, I feel like that's like a smart idea, right? Because cutting down the wait time for resin or making where I can stockpile the shit and I can go into a huge like gameplay loop and get lost in it for like an hour and a half and it feels like I did hella shit. I feel it's a good move, right? Hello?
Yeah.
I can I see my mic picking up her talking because I think my mom. So I'm gonna have to cut this, but my family is in the bathroom, and so my other family is outside the door of the bathroom, yelling into the bathroom. So she's in between my room and the bathroom, like in that little thin hallway, yelling. So fucking. Anyway, what fucking kitchen, right? Fucking. Another interruption. Is this what's happening today? Hello? Everybody alive?
Yeah.
I don't know if Panda's alive.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
I just mute when I have interaction.
Okay. I will have to. It's like 15 minutes in. 15,
Okay, you can go. Fuck.
15 minutes in. I'll have to cut this. It's what it is. You know, we just gotta do the fucking. We gotta do the. And we're back. Like that kind of shit. But no. But no, like I said, I feel like that's an easy solution to the problem. I feel like if you just go into Genshin and be like, hey, here's what we're going to do. Your resin is refilling faster the more you play the game. Or your cap on resin goes higher the more you play the game. Then you'll be like rewarded. Because right now, to be 100% with you, adventure ranking up is fun. It's cool for like the challenge, but like there's no real reason to do it.
Yeah, stepping up your world level's bad.
Like, I don't have a level 80 unit yet. I mean, level 80, like level 90 unit. I don't have a single level 90 unit in the game. I'm adventure rank 53, I think. 52, 53. I don't have a single level 90 unit, but I have like 6. I have like 8 or something level 80s. And they're just kind of chilling. And my main team, I just kind of walk through the fucking areas, and they're like, this is a level 93 unit. And I'm like, boink, poke, and I walk about my business. So, like, even units that are supposed to be a danger to me or whatever, I just got fucking Ganyu. She's level 50. So, she's 40 levels under the unit she's supposed to be fighting, and she, like, crits for, like, she doesn't even have half the shit she's supposed to have yet. But she's not level, like, 90. But she'll crit for, like, 3k, and that's her doing less damage because of how strong these enemies are. So adventure ranking up is not the point here, and it won't fix the issue for me. For me at least, because I'm just trying to fucking. I want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but like, do you have any other fixes for that, other than like shorten the timer or give us more?
It's
one of the things that killed the game for me.
What does that mean?
It's one of the things that killed the game for me.
Because like, if you got rid of resin, like if you got rid of it, then like the game is just fun to grind through and do shit. But like, because you're going to reach a point.
As you can do stuff, it's fun.
All right, try you weak little bitch. But
it's literally. I mean, that's a big game killer, though. Like,
yeah, resin is a big deal. Resin, like, because you're gonna reach a point where you can't like explore anything. Like, everything that you explore was it. Like, me by myself. I don't want to say we, because I don't want to speak for you guys. I found everything in the Dragon Spine as far as like the waypoints, and got familiar with the map, and then found the secret sword. I did that in like the first 3 hours. And then from there, I just started going forward. But like, I found a lot of shit in the first 3 hours. Then I went to bed, woke up, and then I completed it that day. Like, as far as, if you ask me where shit is on the Dragon Spine, I could take you there. So like, and that's a big area, quote unquote. But like it's not enough. Like, there's, exploration alone is not enough. And if you're going to make the argument, because I know somebody listening to this fucking podcast would make this argument because they're fucking an inbred child. Sorry, your mother and father are like siblings, but my thing is, if you make the argument that I'm just rushing through the content or I'm moving too fast and that's why it's like killing the game's pace for me, bear in mind this is the only content that does not take resin other than the Spiral Abyss. Like, that's it. So like, me exploring is going to be at whatever pace I naturally do it at. But once I get done, the only thing I can do moving forward to improve my units, have more fun with the game going forward, is to just jump into the Spiral Abyss. And at a certain point, you'll go, okay, my units don't do enough damage in the Spiral Abyss. I guess I'll just go grind them up. And to grind them up, it takes resin. Once you cap out on resin, you just go back to the Spiral Abyss and do nothing more. Like, you can only get 1 unit up a day. Like, and I don't even mean like a large amount. Like, you can only get 1 unit to a certain like level a day. So like, say you want to get like your, because isn't it like Lisa who takes like 12 of the electro cube things to get to 80, right? It takes like 12 of them. Like the electro drops. Anybody? Anyone know? Cool.
The fat crystals?
No, not the fat. Like the little weird materials that like the boss drops the cube. It drops like specific like material, like little triangles.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes like 12 of those to get like Lisa to like 80, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, no, it does. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
it takes 12 for Diluc.
Okay, so if it takes 12 to get them to 80, right? Using common sense, that means, say you get 3 per run, right? You'd need to do 4 runs. Well, it turns out that 1 run is 40 resin, 2 runs is 80 resin, 3 runs is 120, and then, oh, look at that, 160. You've already capped to do 1 character. That's it. That's all the resin you get. You have to wait for that shit to come back. And for some odd reason, it comes back in intervals of fucking 8.
I wonder how they figure that number out. Is that with condensed resin?
Like, condensed, what do you mean?
Like, is that number, the number of drops you get, is that with condensed resin?
You can't use condensed resin on those bosses.
All right.
Yeah. You only spend 40 by default. Like, you can't even choose 20. So. Then moving forward from there, like, there's quick maths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There is effectively 60 minutes to an hour, right? And then we have to divide that by 8. Mikey, how much time? What is 60 divided by 8, Mikey?
60 divided by 8 is a little under 8.
That is the amount of resin you get an hour. So we're gonna round up. It go 8, right? We'll round up. So in 24 hours, right? You'd have to multiply 8 by 20 fucking 4. And that's the amount of resin you can get in a day. But, bar in mind, let's say you're playing around the fucking clock, right? So you're like spinning your resin, you're spinning your resin. Let's say the average person sleeps for 6 hours, right? 6. Then it's like, you wake up after a 6-hour sleep to 40 resin. You can't even do content. That is my thing. Like, that is, oh boy, why is that a thing? Like,
because this game was marketed as a gacha game, so they had to give you an arbitrary stamina system.
Yeah, that's my thing though. Like, if you're gonna go gacha, go full gacha. Like,
well, I can
like,
see going with that.
Because like, if you're gonna go gacha, at least let me like. I'm just gonna say it. I don't want to. I don't think it should be a thing. I think it's a poor decision. But like, you can make it where people can fucking buy more like goes at the system to keep grinding or something like that. I don't recommend, like, I don't think that's right. It should go ever, obviously. But like,
no, can't you?
You go. You can only refill 5 times. They cap how many times you can refill.
They also
because this game was made in China, not Japan. They got to be careful.
No, okay, so like, but here's the thing, right? You can't buy resin. You buy Primogems, and then you can convert those to resin. So like, it's 1 resin per Primogem, but you can't. For some reason, not Primogems. What is it? Fuck me. The dumbass other material that you can convert to Primogems.
Genesis crystals.
Genesis, thank you. You buy Genesis crystals that you can convert to Primogems that you can then convert into resin, and it's 1 Primogem per Genesis crystal and 1 Primogem per resin. And the weirdest thing is, the game will only let you do it in bundles. So like, oh, I only need like 3 more resin to run this domain. The game says, oh, dude, that's sick. I'm happy you only need 3 more resin. Do you have 60 Primogems? It's like, no, I have like 54. I only need 3. you need the full 60 primo gems. And I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. It's so obtuse. It's so obtuse. And it shouldn't be this way. But it fucking is. Because, like, I want to stream Genshin a lot, you know what I mean? But, like, if I were to stream Genshin or make any content for the game, I'd have to, like, go into the game and fuck around for, like, 3 hours. And then in that, like, or fuck around for, like, an hour and a half. You know what I mean? And then, like, at the 2-hour mark, okay, we will spend 20 resin at the 2-hour mark, and then we'll continue fucking about. And then once we finish fucking about for, like, I'd say, like, another hour, then you can spend more resin. But, like, you'd have to pace out the entire fucking stream of just you doing basically bullshit. And you can't, the game system is in such a way that you can't waste primo gems on resin because you need those for summons. Like, to use 7 Deadly as an example, 7 Deadly never goes, okay, now sacrifice your diamonds to get more turns in the game. Sacrifice your diamonds for more stamina. That just doesn't make any fucking sense. So it's so fucking obtuse. I don't get it.
I think you can. Is the thing.
Oh no, you can do it. You can. Like you can sacrifice
Like,
diamonds for more storage. You can do it for storage.
No, what I was meaning is I think there's a shop in 7 Deadly where you can buy the stamina bots.
You can buy them, but they're not for diamonds.
No, I mean I'm saying I think there's another store.
When was that introduced?
Like I think it's been there since day one. It's where they sell the stamps and stuff.
Because I know you can buy bundles. I know that store buys bundles where you can buy diamonds and stamina, but you can't buy stamina with diamonds.
Like the thing is, like 7 Deadly gives you enough ways to not have to spend diamonds.
Yeah, like if there was no
Genshin offers you one, and that's raising your AR.
The only way that like really pisses me off is like if there was just another way to refill our resin, I would be fine. I would like if there was a way to refill resin and it was reasonable, like oh, sacrifice X amount of materials and you get more resin. Fuck it, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid, but I'd do it. Like if it was like you need to sacrifice like 60 iron ore. I would like, cool, take it. Or like 100 iron ore or whatever the fuck. Like, because I'd like
that stupid shop.
Because I'm gonna ask you a question right here. For everyone who's playing Genshin and playing it somewhat actively or whatever, do you even fucking use the expeditions?
I do actually, but I only use it for the forging materials. Now, if the thing is, if I could use this shit I get from expeditions for more resin, I'd fucking use it. Yeah. Because that shit's like I don't even mining materials are worthless to me. They are absolutely worthless to me because I've reached a point in the game where like unless I get the drop that lets me make the weapon because it's RNG, I can't make the weapon. So there's no point in getting materials if I can't make the weapon. And it's like
the lazy side of me was what used the expedition thing, and it was for the battle pass.
I mean, that's just worth it.
It was mine 10 items, so I sent out people to go get the things, and it counts.
That's the lazy side of you?
Yeah, so every day
the lazy side of you is so unproductive, because all you gotta do is just, like, walk over and bam, because you have to wait, like, hours and shit.
Yes, once a day is whenever it had to happen, and once a day I needed to mine 10 things. It works out.
So you just
wait? I get on the game, I do an expedition, I get off the game, I come back.
Okay. Okay.
I go do other things with my day.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying. It would like reset by the time you took the rewards, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay. That makes sense. I was like, the way I understand, I was like, why the fuck would you send on an expedition, wait, claim rewards, and then send them again? I'll just go and mine the shit. Like, there's a spot on the map that drops like 20 ore in one area. And I go over there with Zhongli, I put my arms out, I pick the shit up, I check off the mark on the battle pass and move about my business. I just go about my business. That's all it takes. Like, Genshin be on that bullshit. I'm just gonna say it. Also, minor note, but a quick thing. Fuck anyone at Genshin or like Mihoyo who genuinely thought it's okay to give a character a fucking passive that's, oh, when you craft a weapon, sometimes you get the resources back. Who the fuck wanted that? Who the fuck?
Nobody wanted that. Nobody wants that.
Who the fuck? Why? Why are you like this? You know everyone's laughing at you, right? Like, I legitimately have been enjoying the shit out of Ganyu. And I looked over and I saw, oh, you get rewards back for making a bow. And I was like, wow. Shit character. She's fun as fuck, but she's really good. I was like, wow, shit for a split second. Shit character. Because what the fuck even, dude? That is so bad. That is so stupid.
Wait, that is terrible. Both of the bows that you can fucking forge are god awful.
They're ass, yes.
What the absolute wait? So they're trying to tell you, hey, make these bows.
Here's
what?
The so like Diluc gives you swords back, Zhongli gives you spears, she gives you bows. I don't know who the fuck gives you basic bitch swords. Whoever that person is. I
don't think they exist yet.
Well, I hope they never fucking exist because they're fucking.
Oh, they sure will.
Because it's so useless, dude. I legitimately rather her have like. You know what would have been a fantastic passive for the fucking character, and it'd been fine. Faster movement speed in cold environments, and I swear to you, I could at least take advantage of the fucking thing. I'm like, oh, navigating in the dragon spine is fantastic. She's just moving quick as hell. I can climb up walls and shit. Let's go, baby. Or like reduce stamina drain or whatever the fuck.
Discount and shop.
Discount and shop. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it so much. Also, though, that said, I would absolutely take a character that makes it where you get the fucking resources back from making the fucking rocks, like the crystals and shit. Because no one does that. But we have multiple characters who do the same thing for like books and weapons, like they cover the same ground. No one does the fucking annoying shit. Please do something about that. I think that's probably all I'm gonna say about Genshin. Otherwise, this entire podcast would just be me fucking ranting about Genshin. Is there anything anybody else want to say about it before we move on or no? I'm about to say,
no.
Don't all speak up at once. God damn. But I do want to ask this question today. Real quick. And like, what is okay, this is gonna sound low-key sexist at first, but you gotta work with me. What is the worst experience, who is the worst teacher you ever had? And what is their gender and age range? Okay? So like teacher-wise, and then gender and age range. From your experience, like the worst teacher you ever had.
I don't remember his name. He had to be in his not even mid. I think it was early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He was an old guy though. He was my 3rd grade teacher. No, 4th grade. He was my 4th grade teacher. He had a very terrible. These are the two distinct things I remember about him. He had a very terrible temper, and his breath always smelled like coffee.
Oh, the coffee thing isn't bad, to be fair.
I remember some kid did something so bad. Well, I don't know what he did. I don't remember at all what the fuck this kid did. But whatever it was bad enough for the teacher to pick up a desk and throw it at the wall.
Okay. So like low key though, right? Like this is gonna be like later into the topic, so we'll get there. But you ever notice that like the stories you tell about our teachers, that shit would not pass today because all the kids have their phones and they record that shit, and it'd be just it'd be done. All right. Anyway, but your teacher was an old man, right?
Yeah.
Is there any others you can think of, or is it just off the top him 3rd grade old man?
That's it.
Okay. What about you, Mikey?
So 7th grade, about 30 to 40-year-old woman.
Okay.
Not gonna name drop her because I almost did to say, hey, if somehow she got on this, but she'll know it's me off the story.
Okay.
So she put us in groups of 4 in the classroom
Uh-huh.
in desk, where they were like butted up against each other to where we could discuss like the schoolwork and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the group next to mine was off topic, and she walked over to mine and told me to sit in the middle of the classroom on a stool.
Why the fuck? Okay.
And she proceeded to keep doing that guilty by association stuff throughout the year. So, you know how I've told you before, I'm not a villain, but if I'm going to be treated like one, I'm going to get the enjoyment out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you somehow got to this podcast and you remember Cheez-Its going missing out of your box, it was me.
Okay.
They tasted good.
You somehow got to it. That is a grudge that you held for a fucking while. You've been sitting on this shit.
You wonder what? You know what? You know I like Cheez-Its, right?
Yeah, I do.
It didn't start until 7th grade.
That's fucking amazing. I've had like a couple bad teachers, obviously, because it's me. But I will give you the worst nice teacher I've ever had. There's this teacher that I had in high school. She taught math, and she talked with a very calm, monotone voice, very softly, and she was an old woman. And she would go over the homework with the class, and she'd talk super softly and go over everything. But when she's like writing on the board, I can't do the thing. This is a podcast. Be entertained. If she wrote on the board though, if she started writing on the board, for some reason she'd be like, for example, be like, all right, class. So today we're going to be going over the Pythagorean theorem. I'll write on the board an example. Okay, class. No, that is the Pythagorean theorem. Hold on. So there's just fucking dead air. And no one's saying anything. And she's talking super quietly. And she's super nice, so no one's being rude. And it's this gentle old lady. And she's trying to teach us algebra. And I swear to you, I never fell asleep in class until that teacher. Like, I mean, obviously I did like elementary school and shit, but like middle school and high school, I didn't really fall asleep in class unless it was like allowed. You know what I mean? I mean middle school really. Only in this teacher did I fall asleep mid lesson. It is the most terrifying shit because I fell asleep mid lesson, woke up, asked the kid next to me did I snore, and the kid next to me was also fucking asleep, and it was just the half of the class was asleep. I want you to know, this teacher failed half of her class. And it was like the gifted smart kids who failed the class too. Like, it's one thing if like the idiots are in the back messing up, you know what I mean? Like, they're just being dumb and shit. But like, legitimately speaking, the entire class was just out, cold, unconscious, asleep. And I lost my shit. I fell asleep in our class like 3 fucking times. And then when the class started failing, the headmaster of the department of math came in and was like, guys, what's going on here? Like, are you guys like misbehaving? Are they misbehaving because like their grades are so low? What's happening? And people woke up because she was in the fucking room, but nobody said anything because they didn't want to get the teacher in trouble for being like a nice lady, you know what I mean? Except one idiot in the back who asked, "Hey, no, can we get like some coffee in here or something?" And that was it. Like he said that, and we all started laughing because he went those roundabout ways saying that he was falling asleep. I'll never forget that. I remember him getting sent out of class and everything, and I was just like, my man's got detention for literally being right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I had like other like people in the football team who were like upperclassmen who was like, "Oh, do you have her class? Do you drink coffee?" No, you should. Oh, that was fucking awful. I had a really bad teacher, and okay, so this teacher was bad, and she was really bad, and she was in middle school, and it's another elderly woman, but she wasn't like that. She was like in her 40s or whatever. You know what I mean? Like not like this, like 80-year-old woman. Like this like a 40-year-old woman, and she used to be very angry at everyone. But yeah, pitch nasally voice, and that like and she would scream, and she would fucking banshee like cry at people for just doing their own thing. And so like if you finish the work, right?
Yeah.
Sitting there, you can't just be done. She will go and get more work for you to do. That shit pisses me off. When you complete the assignment and the teacher's like, go do more. Go do more shit. I didn't account for you doing your shit, so I'm going to give you more shit. Oh, it was so fucking rough. It was
Congrats on reminding me of me winning that war of attrition.
Then there was like this one teacher who like, okay, so like I'm just gonna segue into this one because like there is some shit that has happened to all of us in school that would not fly today. As I said earlier, because like kids would record it and the teachers would get just fucking destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had my first grade elementary school teacher, Miss Color, because I'm not gonna say her name. I almost said her name. She broke so like there was this kid being annoying as shit in class, and he was like being super loud, obnoxious while she was trying to like teach. And she's super fucking nice, but like there was a day where she started getting like aggressively more and more mad. And I remember looking at the other kids as she went out of the room one time because she got really pissed. And I was like, "Is she going to kill Lazar?" Like I remember looking over, going like, "Is she going to kill him?" Like they were like, "No, she wouldn't kill him." Like okay. And then the next fucking day, he said some dumb shit, right? I can't even remember what the dumb shit was that he said. And she slammed a meter stick on his... Like, shut up, Lazar! And she slammed the meter stick on his desk. But, like, it fucking shattered on impact. So, like, it's just, like, dust and debris coated the boy. Like, he didn't get hit, right? like, he didn't get hit at all. But, like, wood chips and shit is all over the fucker. And then like him just sitting there, and then it was like a fucking tea kettle. He started fucking crying, and he went to the back of the room and cried. And then she was like, "If you're done misbehaving," and she handed him a fucking broom and the fucking dustpan and made him clean it up. She made him clean it up, and he sat down and he was able to join the rest of the class. That nigga, bro. That shit would never fly. But I want you to know, no one else misbehaved in the fucking class. Nobody misbehaved because she came back the next week with another meter stick. She had a fucking next. Bro, it was like nothing happened. This shit, bro, it's crazy.
I respect all that energy.
There's an African American teacher in the South trying her best to like teach these kids in Georgia, and like the little bastard was misbehaving.
Ain't not a one of them want to listen.
If he listen, bro, I swear to you, like there's like Scared Straight, and then there's the fucking TV show like Scared Straight. All those kids needed a fucking ruler, like a meter stick broken on their desk one time. They would be good. I swear they'd be good. It changes your entire perspective of the world. And the only reason I say this is because I sat next to the bastard. So some of the debris got on me, and I was like, I was shook. I was genuinely shook. Because that shit was so loud in my little ears, and I was just like, oh my god.
Oh my god, he got shot.
For a second, I thought Lazar was dead. I feel like as a kid, I thought he fucking died. I thought he just died, bro. I didn't even like she did it like you know like you're facing forward and the kid's to your right. I blinked, I wiped my eye because I think something got in my eye, but I never turned to check on the body. That was not the concern. like I looked over and I saw everything and everyone was like, oh yeah, dude, like, there was debris everywhere, it was crazy. And I was like, I look there was debris on me, and people like tell me what happened. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I never, like, I was like, corner of my eye, looked, and that was it. I was not about to fucking turn my head to find out the body was in. I was good. That was fucking amazing. It's fucking beautiful, dude.
No, you managed to dig stuff up for me that I'd forgotten about.
Have you really, like, for you, like, what has happened to you that, like, if kids were able to record with their phones, that the teacher would be gone. Like, none of that shit would fly. Do you have anything? Because I have a lot.
The situation with us is the teacher still got caught, but was still allowed to stay.
What?
But it's because
okay,
he was teaching over at the side of his class, and he was one of those, aggressive PowerPoint teachers. And he very, like, so how you had one person in your class who cut up, which I guess it was probably about an average of probably 3 per class that would do it, really.
Okay.
Like, they were loud about it. His class, I could name drop 8. So all of that energy was in one classroom with him.
You were in a classroom with Tanda, bro?
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
I wasn't in this classroom. I heard about this happening.
Oh, so you heard about Panduh's class
afterward. Right. Because all I remember hearing is I heard the teacher yell through the hallway, "Shut your damn mouths," and heard a slam. So apparently what he had done was slammed his hand down on his desk, and the shock of him slamming it on his desk popped every key out of his keyboard straight up.
Holy cow! That's so much force.
And that was directed toward people I knew.
You know what it is? It's like teachers put up with so much shit for since year 1 of teaching, and then that justice is served on one child or an entire class, and it's just
no, I think that was his 1 year. I think that was his first year and only year as a teacher.
Bro, I mean, that justice built up quick. That meter, my man activated Resonance Blaze, and he was not about to miss a singular combo. There was no drops. It was gonna be all. It was a fucking touch of death. That was amazing, dude. Because that's so much force.
And then how you said you had a teacher that you fell asleep on.
Mm-hmm.
So mine's not specifically in a school. It's in a summer prep program thing. So the Upward Bound program is something that exists, and I actually recommend, I'll just throw this out there. If you're someone who lives in a low-income area, I recommend going there if you have plans for college. Because they'll put you on campus and put you through classes similar, the same kind of method. However, that aside apart, my worst teacher I've ever had was, I don't remember his name, but I remember people called him Marmaduke.
Oh, okay.
And the reason was, yes, it was bad. He was from South Africa, but moved to France.
Ooh.
And then moved to America.
Ooh.
So he was born in South Africa, got the accent of there, moved to another place that slurs its words, and then to America to teach math. And they put him in a class specifically like my class. They put him in one where we had never seen any of this stuff before. So he was up there speaking English. I understood it barely. But then, so, you're having all this difficulty because it sounds like he's up there saying "muh, muh, muh, muh" at the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even joking. The acoustics were that bad in the room.
Okay.
The room itself was set for 70 degrees.
That's hot. In the South, that's hot.
Or actually, hang on. In that case, I'm wrong. Because it was slightly 66. There we go. That's the one.
Okay.
Where it's that nice sleeping temperature.
Okay, it was cozy. All right.
Yes. I felt warm inside my body sitting in his class.
That's such a beautiful way to describe. I felt warm inside my body.
So, you're sitting there, you're in those desks. They're the college desks. So for a high school, roughly I was in the 8th grade then. So about that size, these things are pretty big for me. Got plenty of room to move around. Guy up there staring at the board, talking about math stuff I don't understand, and speaking in a way I can't understand. And apparently that sentiment was shared. I've never seen more people fall asleep.
That is
sitting in
rough.
a desk.
That is so rough.
It was so bad because I was able to stay awake for a long time in his class. But then one of my friends, I looked back and saw that he kept falling asleep in one spot every day. And I'm like, look, man, you're going to get kicked out of the program if you keep doing that. Swap seats with me. And where he was sitting at, there was the electrical box to his left and the desk to his right. So he could prop both of his arms up. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. He does it. 3 minutes. Light bulb.
Shit, that's amazing.
And all I remember is being woke up by the person who was watching us in the classroom. But before he got to me to wake me up, the teacher asked me a question like, so what do you think? What do you think is the answer here? And I just remember opening my eyes, saying like 125 or something like that, and closing them again. And he's like, that's right. And it goes back to writing on the board. And I'm like,
hey, bro, you're a genius, Loki. You're a fucking genius, actually.
But I think that goes down as my worst teacher, but it's not his at all.
Like
that is just entirely, he had the perfect storm of like accent for my little, only having ever heard Southern accent to understand.
Yeah, I think it's like sometimes it's like teachers aren't really like the worst teacher ever, but it's like the worst. It's like the perfect environment for you just not to give a shit. What about you, Panda?
I already said mine.
No, I was like, you ever had any shit that like happened to you in school that like, if it happened today, that shit would never fly? Like a teacher caught that. If some kids were recording a teacher do that shit, they'd be like just fired, basically.
The desk thing, but other than that,
really, only the desk.
Yeah.
Bro, I had a fucking. I remember like. Okay. Well, this is gonna sound bad. I had to like help Lazar go to the office one day in elementary school. The same kid with the wood chips. Very important. Fuck that kid. I don't know where he is now today, but fuck him. So I had to walk him down because last time we let him go to the office, he ran out to the playground and ran around until the bell rang. And it's time to go home. So like someone had to go get him. So I had to walk him down to the office, keep him there. If he ran off, I'd come back and tell the teacher, and that'd be all they need, right? So while we're walking down the hallway, there'd be times where he'd like pretend like he's about to run off, and I like smacked him in the back of the head. I was like, just fucking walk. So we get almost to like the like principal's office, like the overall office where you had to go and like sign in and all the shit. And then all I hear out of nowhere is, and like, me and Lazar go over to across the room, and we open the door and ask if everybody's okay, and everyone in the classroom looks at us, crouches, like, because they're like like they pop their heads up, and they point to it's coming from the next room over. We heard this shit from 2 hallways away. And so, us being us, curious elementary schoolers, of course we had to go check the shit out. When we went in there, a teacher had, from what we know, right, of the situation, a teacher got pissed with the students, and instead of just like yelling at them, because he had yelled at them so much, because one of my friends had told me, instead, he pinkied the bottom of a desk that a child was in.
Pinky?
Like he grabbed the bottom of the desk with his pinky, and then he pushed up while the kid was in it. So like, but it wasn't like, it's not one of those desks with like the where the kids like, how do you word it? It's not one of those desks where like you're hooked into it. You know what I mean? Where the chair and the seat are fused. It's like this like scoot in desk, right? So the desk hits the kid on the head apparently, and then goes flying down like that's where the shit was, because it hit other desks as it went down, like all the way down. And then he was like, he saw us because we came to see like, is everything okay? And he snapped at us, where are you boys supposed to be? And we were like, I'm taking him to the office. And he was like, then get going then. And I was like, yes sir. And we went. We didn't question it. We just walked the fuck away. And that was like, that wasn't even my teacher. But like, bro, can you imagine being the dude never got in trouble? Everyone witnessed it. Two kids who weren't even from the fucking class witnessed it. A whole row of classes heard the shit. It was like next day of class. That's what it is.
So here goes my follow-up for you. Why didn't you tell?
Bro, I had to take Lazara to the office. Look, I was taking Lazara to the office.
Was you not about to get pinkied?
Bro, I didn't even know what happened. I came in and the desk was like, at the end of the hall and papers everywhere because it was in the fucking desk. So like, I was like the kids like about to start crying, and I got snapped at to get where I belonged, and I just went. Like I did not want to be next for whatever the fuck had happened in there. And when I later found out at recess that day what had happened in there, I was like, okay, because me and Lazar were on the way down to the office, and it was fucking crazy. That shit, I was gassed, my guy. I remember I was like so shook. Like that shit caught me off guard. Like, I've had teachers yell at people. I've had teachers like scream in a kid's face and whatever. But I legitimately know for a fact that if I was in that class at that time, at that age, I would have been like, he's gonna kill me next. Like I would have, that just would have been immediately my thought of like, that kid's dead. Oh man, that's fucking, it was so crazy. But I feel like it's either my child brain not remembering what could have happened to the teacher, but I remember him like, cause this shit happened like in February, and I remember seeing him and taking a Christmas photo with him for that school year, the next December, like when I was in a whole higher grade level. I remember like he moved up with us. I remember being fucking terrified. Like, what the fuck did he come with us? Why did he graduate? Like, no bullshit. Like, why did he go up a grade level? Like, what's happening here? So yeah, that shit happened. That shit was crazy. I had a teacher fight a student. And she like knocked his tooth out. But he was talking hella shit. Like, imagine like Tega, and for those of you at home who don't know who Lil Tiggy is, imagine like you're like a niece or nephew or like a little cousin, and they talk hella shit super confidently, and they're like ha 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 ha, like that kind of shit. They're super confident, and they'll laugh at shit, and then like when they get into the situation, they'll try to laugh it off, and then it's like, oh, shit's getting real. That kind of kid. This kid was like, because this was in middle school. The kid told the teacher to suck his dick. And she said, excuse me? And he responded back with something along the lines of, you heard me, you fat pussy. Suck my dick. And, like, I remember this specifically, like, he was in his desk vertically. Like, he was still seating in the desk vertically, right? And she was in front of him. And then, like, I blinked, and then he was horizontally in the desk. Like, he was no longer upright. I didn't even hear a sound. I just know it happened. It was fucking crazy. No, that white lady was not fucking with that boy. She was not having any of that young man shit. And no one said. I remember like it was a thing. Like the teacher like got in like I guess trouble because she came like when he came back to school because he was away from school for like a week because he got like suspended or whatever, right? And he came back And like she apologized to him and said that she shouldn't have put her hands on him. And he was like, whatever. And he sat down. And then she was like, excuse me. I said I'm sorry. And everyone in the class got immediately riled. That lady was not fucking around at all. She let me draw on the board though. I remember that. Because I used to do like the border design of like a Hallmark card on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And I just do that shit and walk away. It was just like squiggles. I would just walk away.
He was an artist.
I think every week I would do a squiggle on the board. And that was it. That shit's crazy. I can't, dude. I fucking can't. Cause like, all right, be real though, right? Were you ever that kid that like caused problems for a teacher? I mean, besides Cheez-It Boy.
Yeah,
Hey,
attitude problem.
Well, what did you do, Panda? If you don't mind sharing.
Tantrums. Tantrums.
You just get like pissed out of nowhere and just flare up.
Yep.
That's fair.
If I didn't get my way, I don't know the tantrum.
no, excuse you.
I'm sorry, Cheez-It Boy. You just look.
I didn't start that war.
Oh, okay.
You started the problems with me.
Are you really going? Okay, all right. That's fair. You didn't start that war. That's fair. That's right.
Like, no, you know me. How do you think little me responded to being sat in the middle of a classroom?
Blankly staring for like the first 10 minutes.
No, crying.
Aww.
So I was like, she made me cry. As long as nothing else happens ever again, it's fine. It happened more than once.
So that's when you gained vengeance in your heart. That's amazing.
So I was like, you know what? No, forget you. Your food is mine.
That's so fair. That's so fair. That's extremely fair. This is super off topic, but I just had a flashback to it just now. I just remembered that I got choked on the bus in like elementary school by a big student. I just remembered that I was on the bus and a kid next to me got pissed at me for whatever reason and started choking me. I was in the 2nd grade. He was a 5th grader. And I remember this now because he had to write me a letter of apology. And I was just still like, because I was not, it's so weird because I wasn't afraid of him, you know what I mean? But like it was like a fucking deer in headlights. Like I was so shocked that it was happening that I didn't even react to it happening. And then like I remember the next day, kids were like, "Are you okay? Are you?" I'm like, "I'm fine." Apparently I had like a bruise or something, but I didn't see it. And then I remember distinctively like everyone going, "You should have spat in his face." And I was like, they're like, "Yeah, that was me. I would have spat in his face." And I was just like, why didn't I do anything? I had been in fights before. But like for some reason, that one time I was just like, that was weird. I mean, I think the kid's dead anyway now. Last time I checked, so I guess we're even.
What the fuck does that sentence mean?
What?
What kind of gun did you just give me? Of last time I checked, he was dead.
like I looked him up. I think I looked him up in like high school, and he was like deceased. And I was like, it could be him or his dad, but I think it's him because his dad was like, I saw pictures of his dad like recently at the time, and I was like, yeah, I think he's dead. And I just moved on with my day. So yeah, I was like a freshman in high school when I looked him up. That happened in elementary school. So like I completely forgot about it. I went through so much trauma after that when I finally got to that, I was like, oh right, that did happen to me. And that was it. So, that said, though, as an adult, I'm partial to choking, so I don't know what that experience did to me. But you just take that what you will. Anyway,
Course corrected successfully.
So how are how are we all doing? Okay, so like I guess on that note, we might as well talk about like recent events in the world and the collapse of society as we know it, as we know it. So Mike, how do you think things are gonna go in the next like week? Because the current acting president, has not stepped down yet, right?
He has not stepped down yet, but he has, as of now, promised a peaceful transfer of power.
We have a week left, though. What do you think? In your opinion? I mean, by the time this podcast goes up, it will be probably the last day that he is active. So, whatever that is.
So, if I'm entirely honest, I could see it going one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
Either he's going to literally step down, like he said,
mm-hmm.
and all will be fine, or everything's going to go to shit.
Do you think we'll get another like domestic terrorist situation again?
Oh yeah, of course.
You do. Okay.
Dude, we this is America.
Yeah. Yeah.
People been waiting for the excuse.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to listen to Childish Gambino again now. Anyway, what about you, man? What do you think? Like, do you think we're gonna get another like domestic terrorist event, or do you think we're like people are gonna calm their asses down? Like, do you think people have learned their lesson?
That's tough. I wanna believe that people are gonna sit their ass down because they're ever since that event, people have been arrested. Like a lot of people have been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't think that anything's gonna happen.
I am worrisome for the fact that I've seen people tweet out, and I've seen people state that they don't want the Capitol martyr, or whatever they called her, the woman who died. They didn't want her death to be in vain.
But it was.
So, like, people were saying to keep going and keep pushing. What happened wasn't enough, and that don't let the martyr's death be in vain. When, I mean, all due respect, the woman is an idiot. Like, any person who goes into the Capitol building and breaks in when, like, of course they have fucking guns and shit. Of course they're going to shoot you. Like, she's dumb, but, like, respects to that human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am concerned still. I am on the fence. I would like to believe the best of humanity at times, but humanity keeps showing me its ass.
I have zero faith in humanity. No cap. I have no faith.
That is humanity's best.
That is America's ass. No, dude, I think it's crazy. I think, like, for a country that's deemed itself, I mean, this is, like, super political, but okay,
morally superior.
Side note, if you're in the podcast and you guys have made it this far, first off, love you. Second, if you're like, hey, dude, I didn't come to this podcast to hear, like, political takes and opinions. Happy you made it to a fucking, like, hour and, like, 6 minutes. Thanks for coming through, dude. You're pretty awesome. You can go now. We're like I don't want to be that guy, but like we're gonna talk about this for like a minute, so like, or you can skip ahead, but like, you know, I appreciate your time. Anyway, but no, like I that aside, because I did a little mini disclaimer, right? It's really stressful right now because we have civil unrest and the coronavirus electric boogaloo is happening. And people are like, the people who are willing to do the Capitol shit are the same people, or who is willing to do the Capitol shit, right? they're not as extreme as those people, but they are like kind of radical. They fall into the same group of people that are like, I'm not gonna wear no fucking mask. The Rona is over. It's over. And it's like people died like recently. So please can you sit the fuck down somewhere? I don't know. I feel like it's one of the situations
You don't
where,
want that murder to be in vain. Please don't let the people who died wearing masks be in vain.
fuck me, dude. I'm not.
Well, okay, look. I'm
I
gonna
want
be
that same
110.
energy.
I'm gonna be 110. The moment she died, her death was in vain. Like there's nothing that you can say or do. It's over with. Her
Yeah.
death was in vain.
Yeah,
Like
she died for fucking nothing. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, she literally died for nothing.
Yeah, like that's the same human being who, had they made the decision to just sit the fuck down somewhere, they would be alive today.
Like as you said, respect to her death, but nothing's gonna change that.
Yeah.
It's already been done and over with. Her shit was in vain. Sorry.
Yeah. People are very radicalized right now, and I'm concerned because I'm going to say this now on recording, and I hope to be proven wrong. Please show me that you are correct, humanity, and you won't do this. But I think this is probably one of the first presidencies in our lifetimes that we'll actually see a couple of like assassination attempts.
Biden?
Yeah. I think we'll probably see actual assassination attempts, and it's like
That's not the first time I heard that either.
Because it's like people are so fucking radicalized, and the people who are radicalized on that side are the ones who tote weapons.
What does that mean, by the way?
Radicalized is just somebody who's very pushed to an extreme compared to the norm, and they're kind of ready to go to war, or they're ready for a fight when they shouldn't be.
People who are willing to use violence to get to their main.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like whatever goal they have in mind.
So, like, if I was in line for Subway for my sandwich, for the sake of argument, and you're behind the counter, if I was radicalized to get my lettuce, I would literally beat the fuck out of everyone in line to get to you and drag you from around the corner. And I'm like, yeah, he was like radicalized, dude. And like the way people who are radicalized are usually from like propaganda or like certain conspiracy theories, like things like that can radicalize a person because their worldview is misshaped and it's skewed. Usually people aren't just like naturally that kind of way. They're usually pushed that way, or they are already kind of sensitive to leaning in that direction, and the right propaganda or the right message hit them and led them to this conclusion. And they're like, yeah, I will fuck up everybody in the counter to get my fucking lettuce. And that's just the nature of the situation. But like, honestly, I don't want to like say like specifically like Republicans, just people in general. But I do want to preface this that like I believe personally, and you can feel however you want about this, I think Donald Trump is the closest thing we have to a modern day Hitler. And not from the perspective of like he's killing people, but the treatment that he does to certain groups of people, or that his administration has done, and the way that the rest of the world, like the rest of the country, has just gone compliant with it, and the way that he has radicalized and garnered such a powerful group behind him. Like Trump supporters who go out in the rain, who wear MAGA hats, who are willing to be out in the rain getting like sick and shit, like during a Trump rally, like those kind of people were in my opinion, like he has done something that like effectively is on the tier, or just in the ballpark of like Hitler being like, all right, I'm going to unify Germany, and people being radicalized by him and people like cheering for him in his rallies. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like honestly, it's not like verbatim, it's not 1-to-1, but like the dude had children separated from their parents and locked in cages. And we were like,
yeah.
And we were like, oh, well, they're Hispanic. So, and then we just moved the fuck along. Like, and that's just kind of what happened. Like, and it was like, oh, well, you know, he shouldn't be doing that. And it was like, yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. But like his supporters were like, yeah, but like he's doing it for the betterment of the country. And they're like rallying behind that shit. And it's like very similar to like when Hitler was like, let's just put the Jews in camps. and like his supporters like, yeah, bro, let's just throw him in the can. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that level of like people being like swooned or like won over, or even fucking like his charisma, if you'd call it that, of just getting such a large group of people to be like that on his side. You know what I mean? To the level of like everyone being like, bro, recount those ballots. Recount those ballots. Like people staring at like ballot counters while they're trying to count the shits. People trying to find any way they can to like prove like disinvalue the democracy that we have going on. I personally like, dude, that's fucking crazy to me. Like he is a threat in my opinion. I think that what he's done, whether he's a puppet on strings, whether it's all his doing, whether it's coincidence, I think he has proven himself to be a genuine threat. Period. Like if he wanted to, I think he could actually like establish his own like state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, Florida is now Trump land, and if he had the money to do it or not, he could probably convince a good few people to move to Florida.
Isn't he losing a shit ton of his money right now, though?
I mean, kind of, yeah, kind of not. If they impeach him, it's going to give Joe a couple of issues trying to moving into office and etc. But like, if they don't impeach him, then he'll get a pension for the rest of his life, so he'll be paid no matter what. So it's kind of like, kind of not. Yeah, it's weird. It's real weird. It's a rough time we have right now. These are like the most uncertain times we've ever had, and like discussing the political system of America with somebody who is an American, specifically Canadian, they're like, why don't you guys just like start the shit over? Like if you ever explain the shit to Canadians, they're like, you guys need to redo that shit. Like, or just start it from scratch.
You're in too deep for a reboot.
I know. I mean,
That's our problem.
We're only at like 55, right? We're 55th. He's 55th, right? Or is he, Trump's the 55th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also had a king tyrant for a bit.
I mean, we had a king tyrant, but we're only at 55. So, like, I just say, like, maybe like 50, like, 7. We're like, maybe let's try this shit again. Because I'm not really vibing with the way it's currently working. I'm just saying, like, it's such a crazy situation, dude. Like the fact that, like, the dude has basically been unfucking touchable, right? Like, let's be real about it. Like, the whole, like, Russian collusion thing, and it's like, there is no evidence of collusion, but then there is evidence of collusion. But, like, it doesn't matter. Let's throw it out. And then it was just like, hey, Trump, will you, like, put all your business and inquiries, like, would you freeze that while you're president? That way you don't have, like, any conflicting affairs because you're like business, your own business and the country. And he was like, I'll give it to my son. And they're like, yeah, but you can still tell him what could you, like, there is so much shit, like, releases his tax. Like, the worst thing we had with Obama was racist people being like, give us the birth certificate. And then like a couple of like N-words thrown in there. But, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then he fucking did it. But, like, it's so crazy. I don't know. For me as a person, it's fucking crazy. Then there was a time when they tried to get him for, like, smoking weed, and I think in, like, college.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the closest we have to, I can think of, like, Obama's administration. Like, the war that people wanted over with, and then Bin Laden was got. That's about it. About it. Yeah. To my memory, about it. Trump's campaign, we've had fucking, oh boy, it's been like a fucking low-key a civil war.
Remember when he almost got us to use disinfectant as a solution to COVID-19?
Remember that time that we almost bombed an embassy?
I do remember that.
Yeah. Like,
I sure do remember that.
Like, we as a country that, like, is, like, campaigns to be morally superior to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like America #1, all that shit. Like you tell them, Skeeter.
I'm the only person who like has never partook in that.
Oh, me neither. No, like I don't even do the national anthem. I did I did the Pledge of Allegiance once, and I never did it again because it's a pledge. It's not a, you know what I mean? I'm not indoctrinated. It's a pledge. But like I was like, I have family that supports the troops that are like soldiers, and I support the troops. I will do the Pledge of Allegiance once. I support the troops. I don't support the government. Is what it is. And that was before we were in the situation that we're in now. It's so nutty. It's so nutty. Because like, what happens? Like, say he doesn't get impeached, right? In the next week, he doesn't get impeached. So this podcast goes up and he's been impeached. It is what it is. I'll try to get out before just in case. But say he doesn't get impeached, right? That means in 2024 he can just say, "Fuck it, I want to do it again."
I don't think he would.
He said he'd do it. He said he'd do it.
No, the scariest thing that I heard, it wouldn't even be him. It's what I've heard down here of people saying, you know, you should run next after him. His wife.
I don't think
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. And then after his wife's done, if she gets her 8 years, his oldest son.
There's no way.
Yeah, you can. Our democratic system, if you wanted to do it, you can turn our democratic system, if you wanted to, you can turn it into an actual like monarchy.
Dynasty.
Yeah, you can do it because like you can go, okay. So let's say like let's use like Bush for example, right? Bush Senior runs for president. Bush Senior gets to be president, right? Cool.
Right.
Bush Jr. runs for president. Bush Jr. gets to be president. Bush the third runs for, like, you can just keep going. You can go to the wife.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how scary of a thought that is, though?
Oh yeah,
like,
it's funny.
his wife and his son running for president.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And all they'd have to do is just run off his policies and say he's going to work with me.
Yeah, and it would work because people would just like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's crazy. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we move on, or
No.
is there any topics you guys want to discuss today?
Not today.
No. Okay. Then I need to ask a very important question. You anime movie nerds, people, what is your favorite movie and why? You go first, Pandy Boy.
Bio Broly. The Dragon Ball Broly's third coming, basically. No, I think it's called Bio Broly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that movie because the choreography is really fucking really good. And you basically just get a whole, I think, hour or an hour and 30 minutes of Goten and Trunks. It's a fun movie.
You gotta fucking go, Michael.
Oh, was it my turn after that?
Yeah, it's your turn.
The Incredibles.
Really?
That's understandable.
The
That's
first
a
one.
classic.
Well, okay, why?
Well, first off, upon looking back at it more, it's one of the first times that I've ever been introduced to the whole idea of superheroes outside of Power Rangers
Oh, okay.
at the ripe old age of like 7.
Yeah, that's right.
So the next part is I enjoyed a bit of the dynamics, and it's actually only become a better movie with age.
Fair.
This movie that was made in 2004 had the people who went to Mr. Incredible's wedding were the ones who died that he was going through the thing. And on top of that, one of them was as close to gay as you could say in 2004.
Yeah.
Of has 5 kids, has adopted 5 kids with his roommate.
Yeah. You're right. Incredibles is a solid one. Bio Broly is a interesting choice, but a solid reason behind it. Mine is a cop out, but mine is The Great Gatsby.
Which one?
The most recent version with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
The soundtrack is phenomenal. The acting is top notch. The storytelling is superb, and let me move this down. I like the movie a lot. I already like the book, so that's a big deal. But I think the acting was just really good in the movie, and the soundtrack is just so fucking good. The cinematography is like superb, and I think the movie hits all the notes I like. The pacing isn't too long. Like, I could go on and on. I could gush about this fucking movie. And I'm a guy who likes movies that, I prefer movies that, I feel like my time wasn't wasted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really do many movies I won't go watch a Adam Sandler comedy movie. Unless it's Click.
Oh, you tripping. I'm definitely watching that.
Unless it's the original Click. Then I watch Click. You know what I mean? But I won't go watch the Jack and Jill Adam Sandler movie. I'm like that. I go there and my time was wasted. I didn't laugh. I didn't find it funny. I was just kind of bored. Hard joke is guy in a dress, and then the other joke is woman looks like man. Hilarious. So that just wasn't it for me. His those movies just don't really hit for me. But I will say, Great Gatsby felt like my time was not wasted. If you hadn't seen it, highly recommend it. I love the fucking film. If you don't want to watch the movie, and if you didn't like the movie, pull up a playlist on YouTube of the soundtrack, and just fucking vibe out. I think it's Jack White, Love Is Blindness. Listen to it. It'll change your life. Beautiful, beautiful song. Super emotional. Fantastic. But that said, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about today. And considering, well, it's not everything. I just saw something to talk about. But we are running a little long on this podcast. And so we're going to have to call it a day. Before we go, any closing messages from anybody here before we end the podcast?
Free the nipple, wear a mask.
Free the nipple, wear a mask. Okay.
Milk makes you grow taller.
That's a fucking lie. You've been drinking milk since the day you were born. Look where you're at. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, spay neuter your pets, folks. It's been fun. Catch you guys next week.